strong. Their knowledge is strong. How can I be different? You cannot be different in complexity. In battles and wars that are fought. Does the complex win? No. The simple wins. Every time. I was telling a story about Blockbuster last night. They were a client. And at the time, the digital wave was cresting. And the good companies that knew how to surf it were well positioned with their board. Blockbuster wasn't. We were hired to take a look at 3 brand new stick and brick stores that were going to be the flagship concept for the revitalized Blockbuster. Stick and brick stores, and the world was going digital, right? So I said, okay, we'll go look at them. We work with architectural firms all the time. I go and look at all 3 of them. I spend time seeing what works. I watch shoppers. I do this study. I simplify a report. We have our big meeting. CEO of the company sitting there, all of them. And he asked me, Steve, tell us what you thought. And I said, well, let me ask you one question first. Which of the 3 is your favorite? And he said, I haven't seen any of them yet. I went, well, what? He goes, I haven't been to the 3 yet. I said, they're within a 3.5 to 5 mile radius of where we're sitting right now. Well, we haven't gotten by there. That's why we wanted you to go look at them. So your entire strategy of a future-based flagship, you haven't gotten up out of your rear end, out of your chair, and gone and seen them yet. No, I haven't seen them yet. I said, well, there you go. Congratulations. Can you write chapter 11 right here in big letters for me? I'll give you the phone number of a good attorney. It's simple, but in this war, it's not just that. You're fighting the war to be different here. Let's use this as an example. What search engine do you use and why? They all do the same thing. They all get you somewhere by you typing in a direction, right? They all do it. Some of us, you might use Chrome, you might use Firefox, you might use Safari, you might use Explorer. It doesn't matter. They're all fighting for market position. They're trying to dominate your mindset to get in to look for something. They all want the same thing. And if you fight your mind game, and if you fight this battle on the field of complexity and not on the field of simplicity, checkmate. You're done. Period. So why don't companies do it? Why doesn't a company take this unbelievable microprocessor that sits right in your head? Why aren't they fighting for this position if they know that by not getting it, a competitor is going to say, checkmate? You know why they don't? Because they're stuck in a repeatable pattern loop of doing things a certain way. And for them to move from doing things a certain way is almost impossible for them. I understand and I empathize. I've seen it for 25 years. I get it. I know why. You know why too. See this little area right here in the brain? It's called the hippocampus. In the hippocampus, you store all of your repeated patterns. Everything you do over and over again is stored in the hippocampus. So for instance, you drive to work the same way every day, stored in the hippocampus. You take a shower, you wash your hair, you wash your body, same order every time, stored in the hippocampus. If you're a male and you shave, you don't get up in the morning, walk up to the mirror and go, I'm going to start on the other side today. I'm going to switch sides. I'm going to start on the other side of my face today. You shave in the same pattern every single time. Your brain becomes accustomed to the repeatable patterns. It likes it. It finds comfort in it. When you're driving and you're going to pull into a parking place in a mall, there's all these parking places, your brain knows exactly how much pressure to put on the brake. Your brain knows exactly how much to turn the wheel. Your brain knows exactly the spatial difference between the cars on either side. It automatically does it. Every single time. To break that pattern takes staggering amounts of discipline in your head. Many of you who have a significant other, I don't know where this happened, but it happened. You decided to choose which side of the bed you were going to sleep on. Forever. And ever. And ever. And ever. It's so ingrained in you. It is so ingrained in you that if you're by yourself in a hotel room on a king-size bed, you go to your side of the bed. As though there were a line of kryptonite down the center of the bed, and crossing it releases all of the bags. You can't go over there. This is my side of the bed. It is so powerful that many hotels will have housekeepers come back to room service and say, hey, I was in room 503 and the alarm clock was on the other side of the bed. How did that happen? It didn't move over there by itself. You know what happened? Somebody checked in, looked at the king bed. He said, wow, that's on the other side of the bed. They unplugged a digital alarm clock. Pulled out the... plugged it in, set it up there, reset it. That's the only way an alarm clock migrates from one nightstand to the other. It doesn't do it by itself. Now, you may think that this pattern is not as strong as I suggest. I get it. Conduct a simple experiment. Use the scientific method. When you get home, go to bed about 5 minutes ahead of your significant other. Get in on their side of the bed. Snuggle down like this. That person will walk in, and they will say, you know, I was going to... What are you doing? I'm going to sleep on this side of the bed tonight. Well, like hell you are. You get on your side. Now, these patterns, as humorous as they are in our lives, create corporate roadblocks constantly, blocking time and time again to do something different, to do something that's not the same, to risk being different, to commit to throwing things out, to look for a road that simplifies the directions that we're heading. So, if I'm launching a new idea, and I want this new idea to go up and away, it's going to happen in the first of our laws. Now, I don't know if you know the difference between a theory and a law in science. A theory doesn't aspire to be a law, right? Einstein's theory of relativity does not aspire to be the law of relativity. A law and a theory have two different methodologies of proof to them. This is a law. This is written in granite. I'm giving you the law of simplicity. Now, some people might disagree with it. They would be wrong, but they might disagree anyway. This idea of a numerical approach to it will give you the easiest way to understand something, right? So we call it the power of 3. It starts here every single time. It starts here. That 3 is the maximum number you can ever have in anything. In any model, in any service, in any system, in any procedure. 3 becomes the absolute maximum number of parts you can have. You know it and are familiar with it. We control the most complex traffic pattern the planet has ever seen with only 3 colors. Red stop, green go, yellow, go faster. Really fast. Along lines like that. Einstein didn't change the world, he changed the universe with a 3-part formula. How good is your physics, everybody? What does E stand for? M. Mass. C. The constant speed of light, right? 186,000 miles per second. So energy equals mass times the speed of light squared. 1, 2, 3 parts to change the universe. He wasn't the first one, right? Newton's law of motion is force equals mass times acceleration. Force equals mass. For you the people that tailgate a lot, I would like to have in my car a little thing that could shoot a rocket out of the back. When somebody is so close to my tail, I can just lift it up and blow the car up. That's what I really, really want. I want that, and I want a button I can push at the movies for the people that are talking next to me. The button would eliminate that person. In any way you desire. A trap door would fall open, spikes at the bottom, a rope would come down and just yank them out of the thing. Those are the 2 things I want. So if you're making a list, please, Steve, give me one of those 2 things. Force equals mass times acceleration. It's an important thing to understand that no matter, I'll show you what it means. It's 3 parts: force, mass, acceleration. All right, here we go. Ball's going to bounce the same height every time. Give or take chaos theory. How do I get it to bounce higher? Force. I have two options. Raise my arm, add force, so that the mass of the ball is accelerated, and it'll bounce higher every time. Which is why you can't stop a 4,000-pound car going 55 miles an hour in the space that you've given between the bumper and the person in front of you. It's not your bad driving habits. It's the law of the universe. Stop doing that. 3-part element to teach you that. Force equals mass times acceleration. Where's the remote? I'll give it to you in a business application. Well, before I give it to you in a business application, let me give it to you in a national application. Do you think it's an accident that we built our entire culture around our country on 3 words? It's not an accident. Jefferson didn't have accidents. Life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. You don't get happiness, you get to pursue it. If you're lucky, you get it somewhere along the line, but you get to pursue it. 1, 2, 3 words. In the drafts, how many? He worked so hard to get down to 3. How smart was Thomas Jefferson? Kennedy, when he was president, was having a luncheon for the Nobel laureate winners at the White House. And his opening line was, "Never have a more illustrious group of minds dined in this room since Jefferson did it alone. That's how smart Jefferson was, right? If I take you and tell you that that was the pursuit of 3 words to get that, that's exactly what it was. Now, in business, here's Southwest Airlines' business plan, originally drawn on a napkin. The single most profitable airline on the planet Earth is Southwest Airlines, consistently for the last 10 years. Yet they started by this diagram. Can we run flights from Dallas to San Antonio to Houston? Just that. Can we use the same kind of airplane so that all the parts are the same for every type of airplane? Can we do it in short bursts? Can we just get you there? We don't have to worry about feeding you or entertaining. Can we just get you there? And can we have fun doing it at the same time? I don't fly Southwest as much as I used to, but I enjoy flying it because it's always fun. Even though it's a cattle call to get in and they line you up like you're, bovines going to market, it doesn't really matter. They have fun on the plane. And the one on the last slide I took was, the guy said, would everyone please applaud? We have someone celebrating their 101st birthday on the plane. And everybody clapped. He said, let's hear it for our pilot. They're allowed to have fun. In what drives our company, there are a couple of things that drive what we do. One is obviously it's got to be profitable. 2, it's got to be idea-driven. And one of them is, if it isn't fun, don't do it. I grew up surfing in Southern California as a kid. Early on, you learn that fun is about the most important thing you can have, period. It doesn't matter what anything else is. It gets you in trouble at school quite often. But outside of that, it becomes the truth. So I'm going to give you your business in 3 parts. All businesses, no matter what you do, behave in these 3 categories. Run. Do I operate my business right? Is the blocking and tackling